Looking for some inspiration or to try something new? Welcome back to my series where I share what I'm excited about, and everything starts with the letter L. So first of all, what am I loving? It's this. I actually saw this on Shea Whitney's channel a few months ago and picked it up from Amazon, but I've got one in my cart from Temu. The reason being, my boyfriend stole mine and now I need to replace it with one for myself. But what it is a reading light that is very lightweight, goes around your neck, and has multiple levels of light. Super flexible, super lightweight. I'll insert some B-roll footage here so you can see how it works. But what's nice about this and why I love it is that you can read in bed at night and not disrupt your companion. Like how I said companion, I don't know who you sleep with. Maybe it's the dog. And maybe it's not your bed at home, but maybe you're traveling and you're sharing a bedroom. I can remember when I was on a cruise ship and I woke up before my family and liked to read in bed. This would have been perfect. Number two, it's what I'm listening to. I am obsessed with hip hop turned country. And of course, yes, it started out with Beyonce and the St. Texas, but it's moved into several different artists that are taking that country leap, and I am here for it. I cannot get enough of it. I'm talking about Young Gravy with his Shania Twain song that just came out called White Claw. We've got the DJ Marshmello doing Miles on It, which is a country song with Kane Brown. We've got Shaboozey with Tipsy, and I've been listening to a lot of Shaboozey's other music. He kind of reminds me of Darius Rucker. He is fantastic. And last but certainly not least, we have Post Malone doing his set at Stagecoach, which I believe he's going to repeat at Outside Land in San Francisco. And his song with Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help. I know there's been a lot of discussion about whether artists are allowed to switch genres. The switching genre thing isn't new. We had Amy Grant go from Christian to pop, Darius Rucker go from pop to country. This happens all the time. I, for one, am here for hip hop country, and there are tons of playlists on Spotify that agree with me. This is definitely going to be my soundtrack for summer. What am I laying on my body? Big surprise here. Temu jewelry. Check this out. This looks like the Hailey Bieber bubble letter necklace that she was seen wearing a few months ago that is now very popular. These earrings, I got a set of these. I think it was like $12 for 30 earrings or something like that. But check these out. I wear one of these pairs almost every day and have for the last 6 weeks since I got them. This is part of that set. Look how cute these are. I'm very sensitive to the weight of the earrings. This pair has been a little bit heavy for me, but the rest are very lightweight. I do have nipple sensitivities and I've had no problems with these. So really surprising, and just keep wearing them every day, both this necklace and an earring. What am I learning? I'm turning 50 this year. It's really important to me for longevity, for the sake of my mind, to keep learning new things. If you follow me on Instagram or you've seen any of my other videos, you know I do monthly challenges, and a lot of times it's to learn something new. And this month I am in the middle of learning Dutch. So ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. I've been using the Lingo app, and while it's fun and gamified and certainly has great notifications to remind you to keep on track, the word phrasing is a little weird. Like I've learned, je bent een appel. You are an apple. So I'm not sure it's the most applicable for everyday use, but you know, if I need to call someone an apple, I now know how to say that. I would love to hear in the comments what you are learning. I'm always looking for new ideas and things to stimulate my mind, so would love to hear what you've learned, and maybe I will take that on as a challenge. What I am looking at, and this is a twofer because it's both what I'm reading and what I'm watching on the screen, so oftentimes I'll have two in this category. But number one, you'll notice a theme, and I am prepping for a trip to Holland, but I'm reading a nonfiction book called Amsterdam, A History of the World's Most Liberal City, and it is fascinating. One little tidbit I'll share that I think is interesting is when the Dutch use the word liberal, it tends to mean free from government interaction, which is the opposite of how it is in the US. When I know I'm going to be traveling to a new place, I love reading a book that is either set in that area or about that area. I think it's a really special way to prep for a trip. It gets you excited about it and creates a different level of comprehension and experience when you get there. Okay, the other thing I'm looking at is a TV show. It's Welcome to Wrexham, and it's a documentary about two US movie and TV star Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds purchasing a football club in Wales. And I love it for so many reasons. It focuses a lot on what the football club means to the community, and it's from the perspective of the fans and the people that it affects. It also interviews the players, and then of course Rob and Ryan's participation as new owners of a club, and learning about not only the game, but expenses and politics and everything that goes into it. If you enjoyed Ted Lasso or have a love of soccer or sports in general, I think you would really love this. Both my boyfriend and I enjoy it together, so it's definitely crosses both genres of material that we enjoy. It is 3 seasons and it's currently streaming on Hulu, Disney, and ESPN. Okay, what am I licking, aka eating? I've been on a kick to try and actually get the recommended daily amount of protein that I need, which would be 80 grams just for sustainability. If I want to build muscle, I should be more like 100 to 120. Y'all, I don't get that amount of protein. So I've been trying to make some changes to up my protein intake. So number 1, protein shakes or protein bars in the afternoon as a little snack is a good way to get anywhere from 15 to 20 grams in. Generally, I find these at Costco, so they've got great protein bars that I find very palatable, or a protein shake. We found these from Alani recently. They taste like cookies. So I feel like I'm drinking a little milkshake. So not only is it a little treat, but I'm getting a good amount of protein as well. We also found this protein cereal at Costco, which tastes kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, although it's much denser, but it does add some extra protein, so that's helpful too. One quick note about my protein intake is I don't eat red meat or mammals, so I am limited to fish and chicken and eggs for my animal protein. I do notice when I get protein earlier in the day, I feel fuller longer. When I would start my day with a bagel or muffin or cereal, I would be hungry around 10:30 or 11, and having more protein earlier in the day definitely sustains me a little bit longer. I found this out actually when I did Whole30, and I've got a video here if you'd like to check that out. If you have any tips for increasing protein in your diet, I would love to hear them. What am I laughing at? I love The Good Hype Official. It's a dog account on Instagram, and they rescue and own, I don't even know, maybe 14, 15, it varies every month, big dogs. A lot of their videos tell the story of their dogs or have them come in one at a time to either try something or wear a costume, or a lot of times they'll have people try and identify the dog by touch. And when you have 15 big dogs, their personalities shine through. You can tell their owners love them so much. One series that I'm obsessed with and I can just waste a ton of time is with their bathing series, where they go in and give the dogs a bath. I could sit there and just watch the dogs getting baths for hours. And meanwhile, my dogs next to me are like, can we go on a walk? And I'm like, no, I'm busy watching other dogs get baths. If this video has inspired you in any way, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. What I am loathing, our reception from Verizon is terrible, and apparently just where we are, we don't have a lot of options, and people who have AT&T or T-Mobile have the same complaints. But why can't I get good cell phone reception in my house? It makes no sense. I've tried a booster, I've talked to them. Wi-Fi calling does work, but I have to remember to enable it and then turn it off, and so I forget to do that half the time. It's annoying, I loathe it. This is 2024, I should be able to get cell reception in my house. I just want it to work. What am I looking for? Okay, if you've watched any of my Temu hauls, you know I am on the hunt for a denim skirt. I still have not found one that works for me. If you have a denim skirt that, and I don't want to pay $300 for it. I saw a cute one at Nordstrom. It was, I think, Mother brand, but it was $300. I'm like, that's not happening. So, you know, maybe $50 or $60, but $20 would be great. I'm looking for a longer, either maxi or midi length, preferably with pockets, and potentially an elastic waistband. If you have any recommendations or you've seen one somewhere, I would love to hear from you. And lastly, I am looking forward to our trip to Europe. We're actually going for a dear friend's wedding outside of London, and then we'll be stopping by in Scotland, and then finally visiting family in Holland, hence my reading of the Amsterdam book and learning Dutch. While spontaneous trips are great, I love having trips planned in advance. There have been studies shown that when you plan things well in advance, you get the benefit of looking forward to them, as well as the experience of them, and then the sharing of them with friends after. So you actually get to enjoy them 3 times. Whereas spontaneous trips, you only really get to enjoy them twice, because by the time you decide to go, you're already gone. Speaking of gone, if you missed my last favorites video, you can check it out here. And I'm